we could get into Draymond Green Tristan Thompson thing.
Oh yeah.
Have us talk about that.
Yeah. So everybody know like Tristan Thompson at the end of the finals tried to shake his hand, and Draymond Green was like, "We're not cut from the same
Don't play.
cloth."
Come on, whose hand? Pronouns, pal. Pronouns.
All right. He tried to shake Draymond Green's hand, and Draymond Green was like, "Nah, we're not cut from the same cloth." I'm like, "All right." So then Tristan Thompson was like, "All right, well, fuck him now." And then they get to LeBron's SP party, and Draymond Green tries to apologize, and Tristan Thompson wasn't hearing it. like
All right,
nah.
Tristan Thompson actually had him with the hands. Here
Yeah.
he punched him.
Well, the rumor originally was that he punched him, but then I'm hearing that he was more like a mush or something like that. So I don't know which one is true. And Draymond Green said on, I think he said on Instagram that he was like, yeah, it wasn't no, he was like, it wasn't what they saying it was, and all of that. And then they said the Cleveland players was gonna have a some kind of parade for Tristan Thompson. He was like, so y'all should cancel that parade. Then he was like, on second thought, go ahead have that parade. Y'all not gonna have it for a long time anyway. So like I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what happened, but I'm hearing that it was more like a mush than a punch. So either
Yeah, it's
way,
still disrespectful, and
yeah,
he punched.
right,
He did to your in your face, and you didn't do anything about
right.
it. That like for people like Draymond Green who just talk a whole bunch of trash, and he's not like he's always the loudest one. He's like the fourth best player on that team.
And Barkley's right. Like somebody should just punch him in the face. Tristan was like, all right, I'll do it. Like I totally felt the same way Barkley felt when he said that. like yeah, just somebody just punch him in the face. 'Cause he's annoying. His
That's what I'm
face
saying.
is annoying. His voice is annoying. Everything about him is annoying.
Yeah, because he's the one. He's one of the guys who think he's way better than what he is.
Yeah, he's
You
just
know what I'm saying? Like not he sucks, but it's just like, come on, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you talk the most, and you're not even close to being one of the best players on the team. Like, why is it always gotta be one of like a motherfucker like you? You know what I'm saying? Who always says, "Oh, I'm better than this person. I'm better than that." No, you play in a really good team because you were a second round goddamn pick.
exactly. And,
You know
and
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and you just do all the dirty work that nobody that all of them ain't willing to do. So,
You know what I'm saying? Steph Curry don't want to pass the ball no more. He's want to shoot, so you pass the ball to
and,
him.
and by the way, like he was never a great 3-point shooter, but he was terrible this year. Like he became all of a sudden he couldn't do offensively. He wasn't shit. Like I don't know what happened, but that's
That's what's going to be. I think that's what's going to be him for the rest of his career. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Like, but if he ever leaves that team, he'll never find success ever. Like if he goes on any type of team, he better have three other guys better than him.
Well, yeah, because he's not gonna be your offensive guy. I mean, I think he'll be successful. I think he could be successful with other teams because he's a great defensive player. But but I mean, me personally, I wasn't even gonna get into it the way you got into it. I just think he's annoying. Like he's a player that I think everybody the type of player. I mean, outside of the jawing off shit, he's the type of player everybody wants on their team. He's a guy, he's a tough guy. He's a great defensive player and he's versatile. You know what I mean? He can guard multiple positions. So I would love to have him on my team if he didn't talk so much. He just annoys the shit out of me. So like I don't care that he's not a great offensive player and all of that. He's a good player that everybody should have on their team. So I'm not down to him on that level. He's just simply annoying to me and yeah, he should get punched in the face every now and then. um, we never even talked about the KD and CJ McCollum thing, but that's kind of old now, so I don't even know if we still want to talk about
It, it's kind of old hat. CJ McCollum has a podcast. Who does podcasts anymore?
that.
Yeah, he has a podcast, and he had uh, Kevin the Snake Durant on, and Kevin Durant. He told Kevin Durant to his face, like he think that he was kind of like snakish when he did that, and Kevin Durant just laughed it off. Oh well, and he laughed it off, and he made some kind of comment about how he's never going to win something. I was like, well, what you call it? I hate this argument that just because you're a better player means you win the argument. That makes no
No,
sense.
yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like Stephen A. Smith does that a lot. He was just like, well, this guy's a two-time MVP, and he does this, he does that. I'm like, that doesn't make him right.
Right, man.
It doesn't make anybody right.
Right.
Like your success in one field doesn't make your
Make your argument right.
make your argument any more correct, any more
Right.
valid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, granted, now see, like I didn't hear what McCollum said. I just all I heard was the clip of Durant, like pretty much playing him out, talking about like don't worry about what's going on at the top of the league and this and that. I'm like, damn, why are you going so hard at him on this podcast? like are they not playing something that I should be hearing? Because he was going at McCollum hard. I'm like, damn. So, but you said McCollum called him a snake basically to his face.
Yeah, he says what he did to his face. It was just like he didn't think it was a. I think it was like
I know you said it was a weak move what he did.
Yeah, it was. He says that kind of like a weak move, which is correct. Like you know what I'm saying. Like you don't get to change that narrative about yourself because you don't like it.
Right.
It's what you did. You knew what was going to happen once you did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying. So if somebody calls you a snake or somebody calls you a weasel, then, do your little stupid dance when you win a championship. But like.
But you gonna have to wear that. You gonna have to wear that for the rest of your life, bro. Like,
you know what I'm saying. Like in the end of the day, championships don't mean everything because it depends on how you win it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like going to a 73 win team and winning a championship doesn't mean shit. If you're one of the best players in the league who had the same team down and lost to them, and you joined that team.
Yeah.
So,
I would never ever look at him the same again. I really don't care much for Kevin Durant. like I don't hate him. I just don't have the respect for him anymore. I just don't. Like he's still a great player. He's still the best. He's the best player on that team. Like Stephen Curry is the heart and soul of that team, but Kevin Durant's the best player on that team. But
yeah.
But still, like it's just like I can't.
As far as his legacy goes, yeah.
I can't respect what you did. I just can't. I'll never be able to respect what you did. Like, and people try to say, like I even hate bringing it up because people try to say like LeBron. What LeBron did was the same thing. I'm like, it's not even close to the same. Like it's not close to the same thing. Like LeBron put a team together to beat Boston because he could not beat Boston. Like. This guy said, you know what, I'm going to jump from this team that I can't beat, this team to the team that I can't beat, and just eliminate my old team altogether. And, like, this shit was whack. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. Like, just Durant, just stop with your bullshit. Like, you know what you're doing. And that's why you keep trying to justify it on Twitter every chance you get, because you know it was bullshit. And now you try to blame the media, this and that, for portraying you a certain. Like, no, you did this. Like, first of all, you was going after the media in Oklahoma when they wasn't even fucking with you. Like his last year in Oklahoma, he was like, all of a sudden he was angry at the media. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden he just was mad at them, and he just kept going at them. And I'm looking like who's fucking with you? Like LeBron takes all the heat. Like nobody's coming at you. Nobody's criticizing you for not winning. Like not the way they certainly not the way they should. Because LeBron's taking all the heat, and LeBron won 3. He still takes all the heat. So it's like, what are you upset about? Like, do you want that? Do you want people to do that to you? Like, I don't understand. And then when he got to Golden State, that's when they started getting on you. Like, and I don't even think it was the media as much as it was like the fans. Like, it was us that got on them more.
Well, it was the media because it was a weak move, and other NBA players, other sports teams, it was everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like and and people from the outside are just like, oh well, he got a better job. Who criticized anybody for having a better job? I'll give you an analogy of that. It's kind of like this is not a regular job. The NBA, any type of sports team, is not a regular job. It's a competition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody said that you have to stay with the team that you're on. Nobody said that.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, and if you want to win championships, you have every right to go to Golden State, and we have every right to say
shit on you.
to say what your legacy is going to be, because you don't determine your legacy. Everyone else does.
Right. That's right.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
True.
Like like you don't get to determine what your legacy is going to be. It doesn't matter how much you scream. It doesn't matter how much you say. Nobody cares about what you say.
Right.
Everybody cares about what you do. You
Now,
know what I'm saying?
now,
Like,
now it's up to him to not care about what everybody else say. So if you want to live with your decision, that's fine. Live with your decision, but you obviously have a problem with it because like, every day you're on Twitter, you're trying to justify what you did. Every chance you get, you're trying to justify what you did. So you obviously know deep down inside that it was a weak move because you keep trying to defend it. If you were comfortable with what you did, you wouldn't even be still trying to defend it 2 years later. Like
right.
maybe at the beginning you're trying to defend it, but now after all this time you're still trying to defend your move. Like no, you know what you did was weak. So so what you need to do is move on and just accept the fact that what you did was weak, and that's how we're always gonna see it. And just move on with your life.
Yeah, yeah. Like when you were Oklahoma City, you had the potential to be compared to a Larry Bird. So in terms of legacy, if you won championship, just imagine if you would have beat Golden State. If one of these seasons, like I think that he would have beat Golden State. If he never went there, I think he would have beat Golden State at least once. I think it would be
they definitely had a good opportunity. I thought the next season they could have came back and beat them for sure.
yeah, yeah. But like you chose that route, and no one's ever done that before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a first. No one's ever like the best player, one of the best players in the league doesn't go to the competition. That
Right.
never happened.
Yes.
So like what I'm saying, like and you did like in your prime definitely. So
Right.
like what I'm saying, like in this age of social media, like you're gonna get it, and there's no way you cannot avoid it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not about fighting back. There's nothing you can fight. There's nothing you can
Right.
say.
Right. So just
Like,
just live your life. Like don't stop trying to. If you really think you did the right thing, then just move on. Like just live your life. Like because again it's still your life. You still do what you want to do, and and live with that. Like now, granted, he probably everywhere he go outside of Golden State, he probably got to deal with the shit. But still, but okay. But again, that's the decision you made. That's the choice you made. You knew, and that's why he turned off all his social media when he made that move. Like he turned off his whole shit for the summer
because he's weak.
right,
You know why? Because he's a weak-minded person. When you're a weak-minded person, the things that other people say bother you.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not personal. Like they get to know your game, and you think, like if I would have made if I was in his shoes, would I have made that decision? Would it be hard for me to go from Oklahoma City to living in San Diego or San Francisco? I would love to live in San Francisco if I'm I'll be like I get because I didn't make this choice. I just got drafted here.
right,
I didn't make this choice.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Like if I was a competition, it would be tempting as hell. Like if I win a championship, I'd be in San Francisco and get to be this all-time great team. But like how's that gonna look? If I made that decision, I wouldn't give a shit. I wouldn't care.
Right. You
I
live
wouldn't
with
care.
it. Right. You do what you want to do.
I'm not gonna defend it. I'd be like, all right, well, they're gonna come after me, but guess what? I turn those frowns upside down. And I make it funny. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'll be like overdoing it, like, yeah, I ain't doing all type of fun shit.
Right. That's what you do. You just roll with it. Just roll with the shit. Like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna be defensive. Who cares? Like,
right.
what am I gonna get angry about?
Right. Like, just live your life. Like you're a millionaire. Like you can turn like outside of the arena. You can mostly turn that shit off. You don't have to be on Twitter reading what people saying about you. You don't have to be on Instagram reading about. Like you can still be on there, but you don't have to sit there and read all the comments. Like don't do that to yourself if you can't take it. Like just like, and you're old enough to know that now. Like it's like, all right, I can't deal with this shit. Let me just, you know what I mean? But he making fake Twitter accounts and. He defended.
Yeah, he made a fake Twitter. I remember that. Thank you for reminding me about that. This dude made a fucking fake Twitter account. He made an alt account and started agreeing with himself and defending himself. Like, I think KD did the right thing. That is the all-time weakest. Like, I have. Listen, I'm not above making a fake account, but I make a fake account to troll the fuck out of people.
Right.
I don't want them to see my real name.
Right.
I'm not agreeing with myself.
Right. Like just going to big yourself up like, yo, LJ is that dude. Yo, he like like you know like he everything he do is right.
Like, why would I ever do something like that? That like, what is he, like 10? Is he
That's what
11?
I'm saying. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, just let it go. Just live your life. You're a multi-billionaire. You won a couple championships. You got what you wanted out of it. So just live your life. Like, just don't regret it. Just live your
Yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah. You live in San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? You're amongst your people, so you're doing your thing. You know what I mean? Everything's fine out there.
Yeah, just
It,
just live your life. Like you got it made. I mean, I know it ain't that simple, that easy all the time, but just after 2 years, you would think it's like, all right, he should be numb to the noise now. You know what I mean? Like you forgot that Twitter thing's got you laughing. You forgot about that. But that shit is like it's bad. It's bad. So
yeah, I really do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for me, I'm not saying that, to be perfectly honest. If I was in his position and I was playing for Oklahoma City, would I move? Like, I wouldn't be happy. I'd be like, all right, well, I think I don't want to play. If, like, put yourself in his shoes, in those big ass fucking shoes that he has. Uh, like, this like, he doesn't like Russell Westbrook, and I'm not sure that anybody likes him except for Enes Kanter.
well, now you know what I
Well,
actually hear.
no, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking
Right,
about,
right,
like, personally. I'm talking about playing with them.
right. I got you.
Because personally, like, I heard he's a real nice guy.
Yeah, I hear he's a real
Everyone
good
likes.
dude. Like I hear he's nothing like how he is on the court. Like when he steps in the
Yeah,
arena. So
yeah, but on the court, he's an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like, to his own. I would think, to even to his own players. Like, yeah, and he played a perfect asshole last year. The guy who fucking Mello, who comes up, grab rebound, saying "fuck out of here." You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
you know what I'm
No,
saying, to his own teammates. So, but if I'm in KD's shoes, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't really get along with Russell Westbrook. They ain't really shit to do out here in Oklahoma City. You know what I'm saying? I did get drafted to Seattle, which is nice. You know what I'm saying? It's not
right.
the biggest city in the world. But
It's,
it's a big city. And
right.
it's a nice city. You know, so you can live there and have a good life there. You know, but Oklahoma City ain't got nothing.
Right, yeah,
So,
he got drafted to Seattle and they moved, so that ain't his fault. I mean, and if you want to leave, like you said, nobody's fault to you for leaving. Nobody wants to live in Oklahoma City, and now granted, they're a good organization, but nobody really wants to live there. So I get it, you know what I mean?
they're not
And
going to be in a little while because they haven't made a good draft pick in a long time.
yeah,
Like, as soon as Russell Westbrook goes, that whole organization is going down the toilet.
well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, because they got Paul George. Let's see what you know. Like they're just. I still consider them a good organization because they
Well,
they
that's what I'm saying. But they've had the luck of drafting three good draft picks in a row. In 2007 with Durant, 2008 with Westbrook, in 2009 with James Harden, and
I
then
mean,
in
not to
2010 with Serge Ibaka. You know what
yeah, I
I'm
was gonna
saying?
say not to mention Ibaka, Steven Adams. Like they've made some good draft picks. I mean, and 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 frankly, like I think the Paul George trade is working out. Like he's a good player, and they got him to stay. So now the Carmelo thing didn't work out so much, but nobody's perfect. but I think they made good moves. They now trading James Harden was a bad move. Like
That was a terrible move. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Keeping Serge Ibaka to trade James, I would just went over the cap. I would just pay the luxury tax. I mean, I know that.
I would have, yeah, I would have too.
I'm not gonna spend the owner's money for him, but, like, once you got,
We a
why you
billionaire.
even why are you even in the NBA game if you
If you're
care
not
about
in it to
mediocrity?
win, right? Just try to win. Just go all in and try to win. Even if it's just one championship, go all in, try to win one, and then if you want to break it up after that, then fine because you got what you want to get. But even with that, if you did win with that team, you could win multiple championships. They could have won multiple championships. Like they they would them and Golden State would be really having a good rivalry every year, and it would be a
Uh,
toss up every year.
I don't if they have James Harden and Durant and Westbrook, I don't think it's a toss up.
I think no, I think it will still be a toss up. I think it will still
I
be a
don't
toss
know.
up.
I have no idea who they would like. I think that they would be the dominant team.
Because but think about it, player wise, yeah, Oklahoma look like they got the better players, but Golden State has a better system. Golden State has a better coach. You know what I mean? So the talent, like talent wise,
all
Oklahoma will
right,
be a little bit better. But
all right,
go ahead.
all right. I agree with you in the coaching because Scott Brooks sucks.
And Billy Donovan's not great. I don't think either one of them suck, but they're not better than Steve Kerr.
Okay, but how about if they had D'Antoni?
uh,
You don't know.
I don't think so. I think the reason why D'Antoni is working in Houston is because they made him focus on defense. They made him. I mean, plus they got some good defensive players there also, so that certainly helps. But I don't know if everybody makes D'Antoni do that. You know what I mean? Houston made him emphasize defense. They brought in guys, they brought in players and coaches that can help out with the defense, and made a priority for them to be a good defensive team. And as a result, they were not like number 6 in the league in defense, I think, and they were that close to beating Golden State. This Chris Paul thing happened, so I don't know what happens if Chris Paul gets hurt. It doesn't get hurt, but either way, they were right there. So, but I don't know. Like I don't know if D'Antoni works everywhere. Like I think offensively they would look great. Just like D'Antoni offensively was gonna look great anywhere, as long as he got the point guard. But as far as the defense is concerned, Houston was number 6 in defense this year, and I don't know if everybody is gonna make D'Antoni, push him to that to make push it to that well. You know what I mean? Because nobody's done it before. This is the first year he's actually had a good defensive team. So I don't know. But I'm not like there's other coaches out there that could have probably made things happen. But I think Golden State and Oklahoma would just had a great rivalry had they kept all 3 of those players. If you have Curry, Clay, and and then Harden. I mean, because again, you got to still remember Westbrook is still Westbrook. Westbrook's still.
To be perfectly honest, I think that if anybody's going to get through to, I'm offering a bunch of caveats. I think that anybody's going to get through to Westbrook, it'll be D'Antoni.
Yeah.
I think that he with those 2 on the team, I don't think that Westbrook is scoring as much. I think that he can make him be happy doing 20 and 10,
Right.
like, but holding him back to doing 20 and 10 and being
Westbrook,
satisfied with that.
I think Westbrook there will be no more of a perfect he'd be the most perfect point guard for D'Antoni probably. Because of his high motor.
Well, he can shoot,
and he has a high motor, but his high motor, whereas like because D'Antoni, like the point guard touches the ball constantly, and that'd be perfect with Westbrook, and his motor is so high, like I think he can't shoot, but I just think he'd be more he would fit so good, but like I said, the defense would be an issue for me. I just don't know if D'Antoni, if Oklahoma would emphasize the defense, would make him emphasize the defense like they did, just like I don't know. Maybe there's other teams out there, like I said, there's other coaches out there that could maybe, but I just think Golden State and Oklahoma would be a hell of a rivalry every year, and by the way, I think they would eventually be beating. Oklahoma would overcome Cleveland too. Like they wouldn't be able to. Cleveland probably would have trouble beating every year too. You know what I mean? Like if once that team grew into its own, and then Cleveland would have a hard time beating them. But I think they would be. I think have a better chance of beating them than Golden State. So I don't know. All right, so we're gonna actually try to keep this under an hour for the first time in like I don't know, 8 podcasts. We're at 54 minutes. So, um, anything else? I think we pretty much covered. Oh, I just want to bring up how terrible Johnny Manziel looked in his CFL debut. Like, I did not like. I actually thought he was gonna be okay. Like he couldn't have been worse. He was just throwing the ball away right to the defense. I was like, yo, just hold on to it. Just take the sack or throw it out of bounds. Like, stop just throwing it up for grabs, you idiot.
Johnny Manziel will never make it to the NFL again.
I
Ever.
never thought he would anyway, even before this. But I thought he. I mean, and granted, they saying that he didn't have a lot of time with this team. So I'm like, all right, but still, it's still CFL, yo.
Throwing NFL,
It's still CFL. Like,
yeah, I know. Throwing like 4 interceptions. They had to take the ball away from him. Like,
yeah.
all right, sit over here, Johnny
He threw
Football.
3 in the first quarter. Like he threw 3 interceptions in the first quarter. I
Maybe
was
you
like,
go back to partying. Maybe go back to party and throwing women out of cars.
Like that was absolutely terrible. I was like, Jesus.
Terrible.
Like how many? Like I hope they don't take him out. I want to see how many more he's gonna throw. They probably took him out in the fourth quarter.
I would have absolutely loved if you threw a 10 interceptions.
That was so bad. Oh,
It'd be funny if he got cut.
that was.
They put him on long shot in the NFL on Madden next year.
Another quick thing I want to bring in: Aaron Donald, Odell Beckham, Khalil Mack, and Le'Veon Bell. All of them were looking for a contract, and they did not get signed. So they already said Le'Veon Bell is probably not gonna play for Pittsburgh after this season. Khalil Mack and John Gruden got a kind of a fucked up relationship right now. Like Gruden, they said Gruden didn't even talk to him for a long time. Like he got there, he didn't even talk to him. So Gruden was like, I talked to him, blah blah blah. Like, but you could tell that he didn't talk to him the way he was saying it. Like I'm like, yeah, you won't talk to your best player. And so he was looking for a deal, and they don't want to give him a deal. I'm like, San Fran, y'all better jump on Khalil Mack or Aaron Donald.
To be perfectly honest, I don't know what's going on with these Grudens. They go into these teams and they just take the best player and they're like, "Oh, we don't need you. We don't need this." But they those Grudens they got everything handled. We
know everything all figured out.
Yeah, everything's all figured out for them. But they don't win shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think this John Gruden thing's not going to work in Oakland anyway. He's or in Vegas even.
John Gruden should. If I were him, I'd taking that deal too. But he's stealing money.
Oh yeah, he should have took the deal. They should have.
They should never gave it to him. But the Raiders organization's going to suck. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying, you had a good coach last year, but your number one fucking quarterback got hurt. So of course you're not going to play good. You throw him to the curb for this guy for what?
Yeah, it's stupid. Like I don't get that. I would have never done that.
Shit. He hasn't coached in this league in almost more than 10 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's been 10 years, and I'm like, this is just a bad. Ugh. And Odell Beckham, what's the story with him? Are they not going to sign him this year?
He wants a new deal. His agent wants a new deal, but he's coming off an ACL tear, so he wants to see how he plays.
I wouldn't sign an extension either. Like, I would wait. I mean, I know he's mad and he want to get paid, but I would do the same thing. From the Giants, I do the same thing.
Yeah, be mad. Plus, you don't really.
He's controversial. He's coming off an injury. It's just wait before you give him that big deal.
I actually heard that his best friend for life, Jarvis Landry, out there in Cleveland, he's actively recruiting him.
Yeah, I know.
But if we lose Odell, I'd be upset, but I wouldn't be that upset because how much does a wide receiver really give to?
I mean, all of the great receivers in the league don't win. Like Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham, AJ Green. None of them are winners. They don't win anything. Their fault. They just don't impact the game like that. So it's just.
It is their fault. They don't impact the game. They get the ball thrown to them and they don't fucking score.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they take more money from where you could be paying somebody else.
Paying an offensive lineman or a fucking defensive
player. You know what I'm saying? Those high paid wide receivers don't mean a damn thing. You know,
Right.
like you know what I'm saying. Like just get a wide receiver by committee. Get a
Yeah.
bunch of
Right. Just
really
get a
decent.
bunch of guys that can catch the ball. Get some little bit of speed and make sure they can catch.
Yeah.
All right. I got one trivia question for you. Who's the first player?
Jerry Reed.
Who's the first player to win 5 Super Bowl rings?
Oh, isn't that Romanowski?
Nope. Nope. But you're not. But you're kind of warm.
Same team, right?
Yes. One of the same
Oh,
teams.
Oakland. Fuck. Dallas. No, he didn't play for Dallas. He played for Oakland, Denver. It was a black guy. I forgot the guy's name. But go ahead.
Charles Haley.
There you go. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I forgot. I forgot the guy's name. Charles Kelly. Yeah,
Charles Haley did it with San Fran and Dallas.
yeah.
All right, that's it. We're just at an hour, so this is perfect. All right, well, I'll see
All right.
y'all next week, next Monday.
All right. See you next Monday.
Stupid.